The mighty MPX, probably the perfect PDW, and when I say perfect, there's a lot of evidence behind that. This weapon is by far the best PDW in the game, maybe competing with the AS Val, but for me, this is by far the best PDW, and I hardly ever use PDWs in Battlefield 4. So as you can see, we're on Dragon's Teeth again today, and I've unlocked the MPX. I mentioned that in my last video. I think it was Stealth Sniper, my last video. And I'd unlocked the MPX around the same time. I did it by accident. I was tracking it, but I didn't really know fully what I had to do in order to get the weapon. I was halfway through, but I wasn't keeping track, so to speak, and it kind of popped up, so I thought, brilliant, I can use this thing. I'm also using the new alligator camo on this weapon, which looks rather cool. Some of the new premium camos are much more vibrant than some of the other camos. It used to be that Baogam was my favourite one, and I really like using the Firestarter camo for your soldier as well. I don't really know why, but I like to stand out on the battlefield, and it's probably very counterproductive considering I'm probably trying to blend in most of the time, but I just think it makes the weapon look cool, and the alligator camo is by far one of the best looking in the game. So the MPX PDW takes a little while for you to unlock, but once you do get there, my god, are you rewarded. This thing is a little mini powerhouse and sort of brings the engineer class back into the game. I mean, you can use carbines for the engineer just like you can with any other class, and that's kind of what I'd been doing for quite a long period of time in Battlefield 4, and the only PDWs I ever found worth using were the UMP-45 and this thing, the MPX, along with the AS Val 2. And now that I've got my hands on this and started to unlock things for the MPX, I don't really think there's any way that I'm going to be going back to another PDW. This thing fires so fast at 750 rounds a minute, so you really can rattle off bullets at the enemy. It's got a nice fast reload on there as well. The only slight downside that I can see to the MPX is this 26 rounds in a magazine, and I guess it's there for balance reasons, and perhaps in real life this weapon has 26 rounds in a magazine, but it does hinder you slightly in certain situations. This one here, this situation I get myself into right now, I have no idea how I survived this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I managed to get 3 of them, or 2 suppression assists and 2 kills, and I have absolutely no idea how I survived that gunfight. When I was in-game, I was like sort of screaming at the screen expecting to be shot, and I just wasn't. None of them even put a bullet near me, which was really strange. Their aim must have been really, really bad for 4 of them to be there, and none of them actually hit me, and I was the one standing 3 yards away, but there we are. So with the MPX, you really do have a very versatile PDW. I mean, for me, using it out in the open is not really a problem actually. And I said this in my last video that you can take people out from quite a long way away with this weapon. I don't really think you should be able to, but for some reason you can. And I'm not too sure why. We know that this thing is going to get a little bit of a nerf in an update that's coming up soon, but I kind of hope they don't change too much about it. I mean, I could see them increasing maybe the reload time or slightly increasing the hip-fire accuracy of the thing, because once you stick a laser sight on there, you can see my crosshairs on the screen that there is virtually nothing in between the crosshairs. Look, it's right there in the middle of the screen. That's all you have. So when you are moving around, obviously they do widen a little bit, but this thing is absolutely brilliant for close quarters and for long range as well. For some reason, this thing seems to be able to do quite a lot of damage. I mean, I've been using it burst firing very heavily at long range, but you can still get some really good kills with it once you start to learn the recoil pattern. And that's only helped by the fact that you've got a laser sight on there. If you get yourself into a sticky situation, as we saw when I was on propaganda back there, you do have a weapon that can get you out of pretty much any situation you might actually happen to get yourself in while you're playing on these maps. I haven't really tried it with any other maps. I tried it on, what's it called? The island map for Naval Strike. Forgotten what it's called, but you play TDM on the carrier, and my god, this is a great weapon for that map because the close quarters nature of the map, you're always going around corners, you've got great hip fire accuracy, a nice fast rate of fire, and a generally good reload speed. It's a great companion for maps with close quarters areas, but if you do have to go for those long range battles, if you know how to control the recoil, then you can actually succeed with this weapon at pretty much any range that you are using it at. I don't know what this guy was doing in the skid loader there. He's got himself stuck on top of the building when the mudslide came down. I wasn't quite sure what he was doing. it just baffles me how I can't quite gather what people are doing on Battlefield sometimes. It just, I mean, for me, when I go and play Battlefield, I'm out there to kill people, and some people just go around and don't. I've seen it countless times where you walk into a room and people just aren't playing the game. They're just standing there jumping up and down at each other. But I guess that's Battlefield. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video, guys. It's been really good to commentate for it. Doing it live again, just trying something different at the moment, and I'm really enjoying it. But thank you very much for watching. I will have another video out at some point next week, and I'm going to be discussing some future plans for my channel because, as we know, Hardline's been delayed, so it's going to give me the chance to play something new. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.